It is time for some sports news. And the 2023 Magical Kenya Open has entered its last two rounds at the Muthaiga Golf Club, with home favourite Mutahi Kibugu flying the national flag. Only 79 players made the cut in an event that is said to have a new champion after defending champion Ashun Wu was eliminated. NTV's Hilary Anekea is in Muthaiga and now joins us live. Hilary, what is the latest?
Well, it's the penultimate day of the Magical Kenya Open right here at the Muthaiga Golf Club. It's interesting to see the nerves setting. The players are feeling a sense of urgency. They have 2 days to make a difference. Remember, in golf, one stroke can make a big difference. Remember, last evening, the leader, who is Nacho Elvira from Spain, did a bogey on the 18th, not a bogey, an eagle on the 18th, and jumped to the top of the leaderboard. It shows you just how much things can change. And the players are showing a sense of urgency. Mutahi Kibugu has a crowd of what, about 100, 200 people following him. It's interesting to see Kenyans just, being able to support their own in the spirit of Africanacity. I'm talking about Africanacity. One of our very own colleagues here, partners, Absa Bank Kenya to be precise. You guys are doing so much in the spirit of Africanacity. Just shed light on what you guys are doing and what you have been doing for the past 1 week.
I mean, first, we're so proud of our local pros. Yeah. We're sponsoring all of them, and we are cheering on Kibugu because if he gets to the top 20, we actually give him 500,000, and if he gets to the top 10, he gets $1 million. So we're really cheering. We're on ground, and here on ground as well. Another way we're bringing out Africanacity is really, and let me explain what that is. First, it is really about how do we find creative ways with what we have to actually achieve our goals, and to get things done. And one of the things that here, when you sit down in our space here at the golf place, you can see we've used a lot of recycled materials. So if you look at this chair, it's really old jeans that have been used as a fabric.
Yeah, let's just move. You could show us what it is.
Yeah, so this is sort of one of the ideas. So the team who worked on this, again, are local creatives who have actually found creative ways to use old waste into something that actually can be used as a chair. Another interesting one is you'll see is the chairs, the counters is actually old cars, cars that were abandoned and that have been repurposed into actually a sitting area. So this is where our guests are sitting. And it's actually a fun way of really finding, and I think that's the whole point of Africanacity. It's about, there are always challenges, there are always obstacles in life. And what we need to do is actually find creative ways with the right partners and with the right people to actually get things done.
Fantastic. I wouldn't have figured that, I don't want to call it a scrap. I'm sure it was lying somewhere at a yard, and you guys have turned it into this. Goes a long way in showing just how much creativity comes into this. At the same time, talking about creativity, you guys have something interesting called Body for Trees. Talk to us about that. I heard about that in the morning. I was really fascinated. What is it about?
So as ABSA, what we are is committed to be an active force for good, and in everything that we do and in the communities that we serve. So in every activity we do, our commitment is to plant 10 million trees in line with the government's ambition of 15 billion by 2023. Our commitment is 10 million by 2025. So what we do is in every experience, everywhere we go, we try and see how can we make sure that we are contributing because of the obstacle that we have and the challenge that we have of climate change, right? So again, in the spirit of Africanacity, and we're saying, yes, we have obstacles. There's an issue we have right now with the drought and with climate change. What is it that we can do? What's a creative way that we can do to actually find solutions that work for us? So for every player, everybody that is made in this tournament, we are committing to plant 100 trees. We're hoping at least we'll get to a minimum of 2,000, and more importantly, we're going to plant them and grow them. Because planting a tree is one thing, making sure that the tree grows and actually gets to the potential that it needs to is actually another thing.
All right, fantastic. That is Kendi from Absa Bank Kenya. Thank you for the job you guys are doing in terms of sustainability. It goes beyond sports. It's all about making a difference in society, and I'm glad that you guys are part of that journey. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the penultimate day. If you're in Nairobi town, make your way to the Muthaiga Golf Club. Our very own Mutahi Kibugu, I beg your pardon, is doing very well. Last time I checked, he was on the 14th, should be on the 15th or 16th as we speak. Come on, cheer him. We have a big number of Kenyans cheering him. It gives him a sense of belonging in the spirit of Africanacity. For now, I take you back to studio.
Well, thank you very much, Hilary Anekea, all in the spirit of Africanacity. Well, let's move on to some other stories. And police in Kasarani now are holding 3 match-fixing suspects who were arrested after being set up by former footballer Festo Omukoto and 7 Nairobi City Stars players whom they had approached to help fix their Football Kenya Federation Premier League match against Sofapaka on Saturday at the Ruaraka grounds here in Nairobi. The three include Russian Ahyad Kubiev, Ugandan Bernard Navendi, and Kenyan Martin Munga Mutua. The trio was arrested on Friday at about 10 p.m. in Zimmerman. According to the latest information, the players were to pocket a sum of 1.8 million Kenya shillings if the deal went through. FKF have issued a statement regarding the incident, lauding the police for apprehending the suspects. And Saturday's Kenya Cup final will be a tactical duel between the two best teams in the country. KCB are targeting to reclaim their title and deny Kabras back-to-back titles. The team trained with the Kakamega High School rugby team, also known as the Barbarians. KCB finished second in the regular phase of the league, while Kabras earned the right to host the final after finishing top. The final will be held at the Kakamega Showground on Saturday. The match will be officiated by Victor Odwor, who will be arbitrating his 100th match.
Play situationally. There's the template which the coach has given, but then there's the scenarios that come. So we play reaction. Later on emerged that we may have kicked the ball much, but some games we've won by kicking. So when it didn't work out for us that way, we cannot say we're never going to kick.